Walk to your fridge. Open the door. Let your eyes scan across the shelves. Now pause, because somewhere in there, hidden in plain sight, is a food that millions eat every single day. A food that's been marketed as normal, convenient, delicious. A food you probably grew up with. But here's the truth the commercials never told you. This food is not harmless. It is not just another staple. It is a silent risk. A documented cause of cancer. Yes, cancer. And yet, this food sits in fridges across the world, tucked between milk cartons, salad dressings, and leftovers, as if it belongs there. As if it hasn't been officially classified by the World Health Organization as a Group 1 carcinogen. Do you hear what that means? Group 1, the highest classification, the same category as smoking cigarettes, the same category as asbestos, the same category as deadly industrial toxins we'd never allow in our homes. And yet, here it is, sitting quietly, waiting for you, for your family, for your children. Why this matters? Let's be clear. This isn't fear-mongering. This isn't exaggeration. This is fact. For decades, researchers have studied the link between this popular fridge food and cancer, and the evidence has piled up. So much so that the World Health Organization could no longer ignore it. We're talking about a direct, measurable, undeniable increase in risk. Just 50 grams a day, that's 2 slices of bacon or 1 hot dog, raises your risk of colorectal cancer by nearly 20%. Think about that. 2 slices, 1 hot dog, 20% higher risk. And people aren't eating this once in a while. They're eating it daily, feeding it to their children, building their meals around it. That's why this revelation matters. Because it's not about one meal. It's about years of exposure. It's about habits passed down through generations. It's about silent damage, accumulating bite by bite, until the consequences explode in the form of diagnosis. Welcome to Cancer Clarity Now, the channel where we uncover the hidden truths about the foods you eat, the environment you live in, and the choices that shape your future health. Here, we cut through the noise, the marketing, the industry spin, and bring you clarity. Real science, real risks, and real solutions. Because cancer doesn't just happen. It's fueled by factors we can control and choices we can change. And that's what this channel is about. Giving you the power to see clearly, act boldly, and live wisely. So if you're ready to dig deeper, if you're ready to protect yourself and the people you love, do one thing right now. Hit like, tap subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Why? Because every week, we expose new risks, reveal new research, and share life-saving strategies the mainstream won't tell you. And trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming. The food in question. So what is this food? It goes by many names. Bacon, ham, hot dogs, sausages, salami, pepperoni, bologna. The meats that are processed, smoked, cured, salted, chemically preserved. The meats that industries market as convenience. That families see as tradition. That children grow up believing are harmless. But every slice, every bite, carries more than flavor. It carries compounds. Nitrates, nitrites, heterocyclic amines, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. Chemicals that don't just pass through your body. They stay. They attack. They damage. Over time, those damages add up. DNA mutations, cell changes, and eventually, cancer. And here's what makes this betrayal so painful. For years, industries knew. Researchers sounded alarms. Small studies hinted at the danger. But what did they do? Did they warn you? Did they step back? Did they pull these products off the shelves? No. They doubled down. They poured billions into advertising. They made breakfast commercials with smiling families. They pushed school lunch programs. They wrapped these products in nostalgia, tradition, and convenience. knowing full well what the science was beginning to show. They didn't just sell you food. They sold you risk. They sold you cancer, with a smile. And where was the mainstream? Where were the headlines? Where were the nightly news reports warning families across the world? Muted, softened, drowned under industry influence. Instead of a global outcry, you got silence. Instead of bold warnings, you got fine print. And that's why channels like this exist. That's why Cancer Clarity now is here. So stay with me, because over the next few minutes, I will show you the evidence, the studies, the real risks hiding inside your fridge. I'll show you why this food, the one you've trusted, the one you've fed your children, the one you've bought without a second thought, does not belong in your home. And I'll show you what to do instead, how to protect yourself, how to replace risk with resilience, how to rewrite the story of your health. But before we go any further, make sure you've hit subscribe and turned on your notifications, because this isn't just one video. It's the beginning of a journey of clarity, protection, and power. Here at Cancer Clarity Now, we're pulling back the curtain. We're shining light where others keep shadows. We're exposing what the mainstream won't. And right now, the truth is about to get very, very clear. So open your mind, look at your fridge, and get ready, because the shocking revelation is just the beginning. Next, we go deeper into the evidence, the science, the undeniable proof of how this food fuels cancer, and why the risk is far greater than you've been led to believe. The fridge is on trial, and the verdict is coming. The science of the silent killer. You've seen the mask pulled off, the hidden food exposed, but the question still lingers in your mind. Why? Why does something so ordinary, so widely eaten, so deeply rooted in culture, carry such deadly consequences? Why do experts compare your fridge staple to smoking a cigarette? Let's strip away the marketing, the packaging, the colorful ads, and go deep into the science. Because once you see what's really happening inside your body, you'll never look at this food the same way again. On the surface, processed meat looks like any other food. But at the molecular level, it's a chemical trap. The key culprits? Nitrites and nitrates. Added to keep the meat pink. Added to extend shelf life. Added to create flavor. They look harmless on the label. But once inside your stomach, under the acidic environment of digestion, they transform. They turn into nitrosamines, some of the most powerful cancer-causing chemicals ever studied. Nitrosamines don't ask permission. They attack your DNA. They interfere with cell reproduction. They plant seeds of mutation that can grow into tumors. Every slice of ham, every strip of bacon, every bite of sausage is a potential delivery system for these invisible saboteurs. Smoke and fire. But it doesn't stop there. Many processed meats are smoked or grilled before they even reach your plate. That smoky flavor you love? That's not just taste, it's chemistry. When meat is exposed to smoke or high heat, dangerous compounds are born. Polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs, created by smoke itself. Heterocyclic amines, HCAs, formed when meat proteins and fats react under extreme heat. Both PAHs and HCAs are mutagens, agents that alter DNA, laying the foundation for cancer. So whether it's the hot dog on the grill, the smoked salami, or the pepperoni baked on a pizza, every bite carries not just flavor, but a hidden dose of DNA damage. Salt, the silent partner. There's another player in this deadly mix, salt. Processed meats are loaded with sodium, often far beyond daily safe limits. And while most people think salt only raises blood pressure, it also does something more sinister. High salt intake directly damages the stomach lining. It erodes the protective barrier, making it easier for carcinogens to do their work. In fact, Populations with high salt and processed meat consumption have some of the highest rates of stomach cancer in the world. Salt is the silent partner in this deadly recipe, magnifying risk, weakening defenses, opening the door. A global web of evidence. None of this is speculation. None of this is theory. The evidence is global. Studies across Europe, North America, Asia, and South America all point to the same conclusion. Processed meat consumption is linked to higher cancer rates. A meta-analysis of over 500,000 people showed that those who ate the most processed meat had a significantly higher risk of colorectal cancer compared to those who ate the least. Another study found that people who consumed processed meats daily had up to a 44% higher risk of stomach cancer. And the link doesn't stop at cancer. Processed meats are also tied to heart disease, diabetes, and premature death. No matter where the research is done, no matter the population studied, the message is the same. The more processed meat you eat, the higher your risk. The industry's counterattack. Of course, the meat industry doesn't want you to know this. Billions are at stake. So what do? They attack the science. They downplay the risks. They lobby governments. They fund studies designed to confuse. They say, it's about balance. They say, the risk is small. They say, moderation is key. But ask yourself, would you accept moderation when it comes to asbestos? Would you accept balance when it comes to cigarettes? Cancer-causing substances don't belong on a sliding scale. They belong out of your body. The illusion of normal. Here's the cruelest part. We've been trained to see this as normal. Normal to pack ham sandwiches for school. Normal to celebrate with hot dogs at games. Normal to pile bacon on everything. But normal doesn't mean safe. Once upon a time, smoking indoors was normal. Once upon a time, asbestos in construction was normal. Once upon a time, lead in paint was normal. And now, processed meat is the next chapter in that story. A normal food that will one day be remembered as a deadly mistake. The hidden risk multiplied. And here's what makes this even more dangerous. It doesn't act alone. Processed meat joins forces with other modern lifestyle risks. Lack of fiber, sedentary living, sugary foods, alcohol. Together, they create the perfect storm for cancer. A slice of ham here. A sausage there. A hot dog at the game. A pizza on Friday night. Alone, each seems harmless. Together, over years they add up. They accumulate. They multiply. And suddenly, the risk isn't hidden anymore. It's real. It's personal. It's unavoidable. Why this matters now? You may be thinking, but I've been eating this for years. Isn't it too late? The answer is no. Absolutely not. The body is remarkable. When you stop feeding it carcinogens, it begins to repair. It detoxifies. It strengthens its defenses. Every meal is a new chance. Every grocery trip is a new choice. Every day without processed meat is a day you lower your risk. But the time to act is now. Because cancer doesn't wait. And the longer this food sits in your fridge, the longer it sits in your body, the higher the risk climbs. So far, we've exposed the hidden danger. We've seen the science, the chemicals, the global evidence. But knowledge without action is wasted. What do you do now? How do you protect yourself? How do you defend your family? How do you break free from decades of habit and replace it with strength? That's where we're headed next. Because the story doesn't end with risk. It ends with survival, with protection, with empowerment. Stay with me. In the next section, I'll give you the escape plan, the blueprint for throwing out this cancer risk and rebuilding your fridge and your future the right way. The escape plan. You've seen the evidence. You've heard the warnings. You know the truth. Now comes the most important part. What to do about it. Because knowledge without action is just noise. But knowledge with action? That's transformation. That's survival. That's power. This is your escape plan. The step-by-step blueprint to remove the hidden cancer risk from your life and rebuild your fridge and your future with strength. Step 1. The purge. First step, purge. Walk to your fridge. Open it and look at what's inside. Find every package of ham, bacon, hot dogs, sausages, salami, pepperoni, bologna. If it's smoked, cured, salted, or labeled processed, it doesn't belong. Don't negotiate with it. Don't promise yourself just one more meal. Don't fall for the thought of saving it for later. This isn't food. It's a risk, and risks have no place in your fridge. Bag it up. Throw it out. Watch the space clear. That empty space isn't loss. It's victory. It's the first real step toward health. Step 2. Restock with life. Now comes the rebuild. A fridge without poison must be a fridge with power. Restock with foods that fight cancer, not feed it. Protein with protection. Fresh chicken, turkey, fish, eggs, beans, lentils. Protein that strengthens instead of sabotages. Cancer-fighting plants. Broccoli, kale, spinach, peppers, onions, garlic. These are rich in antioxidants, fiber, and compounds that repair and defend your cells. Whole grains. Oats, brown rice, quinoa. Foods that fuel your energy and digestion without chemicals. Healthy fats. Avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil. Fats that protect, not harm. Color everywhere. Berries, citrus, carrots, beets. Each color signals unique nutrients that build resilience. When you open your fridge, it should look alive, bright, fresh, vibrant. Every item should say, "I will protect you." Step 3. The smart swap. Cravings are real. Habits don't disappear overnight. That's why swaps matter. Instead of bacon at breakfast, try roasted mushrooms or spiced chickpeas. Instead of ham in a sandwich, grilled chicken, avocado, or hummus with veggies. Instead of pepperoni pizza, load it with colorful vegetables or plant-based protein. Instead of hot dogs, grill chicken skewers, or veggie dogs with real spices. These swaps don't feel like sacrifice. They feel like upgrade. Flavor without fear. Satisfaction without risk. Step 4. Rebuild your rituals. Food isn't just fuel. It's ritual. It's family. It's culture. Birthdays with hot dogs. Pizza nights with pepperoni. Sunday mornings with bacon. Rituals are powerful, but rituals can be rewritten. Birthday parties? Try grilled veggie skewers, sliders made with fresh turkey, or colorful fruit platters. Pizza night? Use whole grain crust. Load it with vegetables, add lean proteins or plant-based toppings. Weekend brunch? Replace bacon with avocado toast, spiced beans, or smoked salmon. The point isn't to erase joy. It's to protect it, to keep tradition alive without the hidden cost of cancer. Step 5. Anchor to your why. Every change meets resistance. There will be days when convenience tempts you, when cravings whisper, when you think, just one won't hurt. That's when you need your why. Why are you doing this? To live longer? To protect your children? To break free from disease? Your why must be louder than your craving, stronger than your habit, more powerful than 5 minutes of taste. Write it down. Put it on your fridge. Let it remind you. This is not about restriction. This is about freedom, about life, about love. Step 6. Protect the next generation. This isn't just about you. It's about those who look up to you. Children learn by example. If they grow up thinking ham sandwiches and hot dogs are normal, they inherit risk before they even understand it. But if they grow up with fresh, colorful, protective food, they inherit resilience. They inherit a culture of health. Every meal you make is a lesson. Every choice you model echoes forward into their future. You are not just saving yourself. You are shaping the next generation. Step 7. Share the truth. You now hold knowledge many still don't. Don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Talk to your family. Tell your friends. Post it online. Every conversation is a spark, and every spark can ignite change. Imagine if millions stopped buying processed meat. Imagine if store shelves stayed full, demand collapsed, and the industry had no choice but to change. That's how revolutions begin. Not in governments, but in kitchens. Not with politicians, but with people like you. The power of one choice. It may feel overwhelming, but remember, it starts with one choice. One purge, one restock, one swap, one why. That's all it takes to begin. And every single day you repeat it, the stronger you get, the healthier you become, the further you move from risk, and the closer you move to freedom. So now you have the escape plan, the purge, the restock, the swaps, the rituals, the why. This isn't just theory. It's action. It's real steps, starting now. But one final chapter remains. The verdict. The call to action that transforms awareness into revolution. Because this isn't just about removing food. It's about rewriting the future. And in the end, the verdict is yours to deliver. Picture this. A courtroom. The lights dim. The jury silent. The judge lifts their gavel. On trial? The food in your fridge. The defendant? Processed meat, bacon, ham, sausages, hot dogs, salami. The charge? Crimes against health. The evidence? Overwhelming. A clear, documented, undeniable link to cancer. The witnesses? Scientists, doctors, survivors. People who lived the consequences. The jury? You. Right now. Watching. Listening. Deciding. And in this moment, only one verdict matters. The closing arguments. The prosecution rests on facts. The World Health Organization has classified processed meat as a Group 1 carcinogen. Just 50 grams a day, a few slices of bacon, raises colorectal cancer risk by 18%. Processed meat isn't just meat. It's nitrates, nitrites, chemical preservatives, and smoke byproducts. Toxins proven to damage DNA. The industry spends billions to market these foods as harmless staples, while people pay the price with their lives. The defense? Weak. Excuses. Empty promises. Everything causes cancer. False. Not everything carries the weight of international consensus. It's fine in moderation. Dangerous half-truth. The risk never disappears. It only lingers. It's tradition, it's culture. But culture should evolve, not kill. The facts stand tall. The excuses crumble. The case is clear. The verdict? Guilty. Guilty of fueling disease. Guilty of hiding behind convenience. Guilty of slipping poison into family meals. Guilty of cutting lives short for profit. The verdict is in. This popular fridge food is to blame. And what is the sentence? Exile. Removal from your fridge. Banished from your plate. Stripped of the power to harm your body, your family, your future. Processed meat does not belong in your life. The gavel falls. Case closed. But the story doesn't end in the courtroom. Because the judgment doesn't mean anything unless you enforce it. Unless you act. Unless you become both jury and executioner of your own fridge. This is the part no one can do for you. You must carry out the sentence. You must open the door, remove the risk, and choose life instead of death. And every time you do, you rewrite your story. The call to action. This is bigger than one fridge. Bigger than one person. It's about millions waking up to the truth. About families breaking free from the grip of industries that profit from disease. About rewriting the script of health for generations to come. It starts with one act of courage. Your act. Throw it out. Replace it. Teach your children. Spread the word. Because revolutions aren't born in parliaments or palaces. They are born in kitchens. They are born in everyday choices. They are born when someone like you says, "Enough!" The vision of a new future. Imagine a fridge filled with vibrant colors, greens, oranges, purples, reds. Food that heals instead of harms. Meals that build instead of break. Traditions that last instead of take away. Imagine your children growing up without the shadow of preventable disease. Imagine family gatherings filled with flavor, joy, and life, without the silent threat lurking in every bite. Imagine a world where industries are forced to change because people demanded better. Because you demanded better. That world begins with one choice. Your choice. Right now. The final word. This is not fear-mongering. This is fact. This is not restriction. This is liberation. The food on trial has been exposed. The evidence is undeniable. The verdict is final. So look at your fridge. Look at your plate. And ask yourself, will you let this popular fridge food remain guilty but free? Or will you deliver justice and remove it from your life? The choice is yours. The future is yours. The power is yours. Act now, because your health, your life, your legacy depend on it.